Kim Curtis, CFP, CHFC, CLU, CAP, AEP, and MSFS, is committed to creating a new paradigm around money, prosperity, and abundance. You guys, I don't know what all those letters stand for. CFP is Certified Financial Planner. Her mission is to reveal life's best kept secrets for the mastery of money. Kim is considered among the world's foremost experts in building wealth consciousness. She has directly worked with thought leaders, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and countless individuals looking to create an impact and a flourishing, prosperous life. It's her experience that helps people change the way they think about money and life. Kim is CEO of Wealth Legacy Institute in Denver, Colorado, and her groundbreaking work in a client-centric planning model is the cornerstone of her firm's holistic and highly successful approach in integrating wealth management. The Planning for Life experience was awarded the Editor's Choice by the Journal of Practical Estate Planning. As an award-winning wealth management advisor working at the intersection of money and life, Kim is a speaker and best-selling author of Money Secrets, Keys to Retiring Happy, Healthy, and Free. She is recognized by the American financial planning industry as having achieved the highest level of competence and expertise. She has shared the stage with astronaut Buzz Aldrin at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, received a Financial Innovator Award with the Business Expert Forum at the Harvard Faculty Club, and has been featured on the Jumbotron in Times Square. She's advised governors of states, national TV personalities, and even cage-fighting superstars in the UFC. She has been profiled at NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, CW, as well as the Wall Street Journal.
Be the change you want to see. Make a difference by giving your money a purpose, a mission to do good. Welcome to Money with Mission, where we show you how to create passive income so that you have options for how to work and how to live your life while leaving a legacy of positive social impact.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Money with Mission. I have today Kim Curtis. You've heard her introduction. I am excited to have a conversation with her. We are actually just meeting, so I'm being fully transparent. So she may be saying stuff and, anyway, we'll get into the conversation. You know how girls talk. We're going to do this. Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me. I can't wait for us to have some girl talk.
I'm excited too, especially when we talk about money. Too many times we end up talking about so many things. We women can get into a room and we just chit chat. We can share so much, but don't let anybody bring up the subject of money, because then everybody sticks their head in the sand. Or as one woman said, I get sleepy when I start talking about money. And I am out here, let's talk about money, because it is a thing. I often say, so many of us will talk and share about sex so much easier than we'll talk about money. Mm-hmm. What's more intimate than sex? And then you're like, money, everybody's got that. Well, everybody has sex too, but
maybe.
You're right. And money is the thing that everybody has to have, no matter what. That is how we function in our society. Like it or not, it is how we function. So your company, Wealth Legacy Institute, let's talk about what made you start that company. Actually, before you answer that question, tell me your money story. When did you start thinking about money the way you think about it now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'd love to tell that story, because I was my own money shit show. I'm sure many of your viewers and listeners can nod their head in agreement.
Yes, yes.
So, but I'll take it back to when I was a teenager. My parents divorced and my mom got full custody of 3 teenage girls. And as a result, and she had no employable skills. So she applied for and received government assisted lunches for us. And at the time, it was a red paper ticket. It looked honestly like a raffle ticket that we see today. Okay. I would hand that to the cashier every day to get my lunch. And the amount of anxiety that I had and what that meant in terms of that we were the poor kids, blah, blah, blah. And that kind of went into adulthood. Okay. But my mom had this wonderful skill set of a value. And the value was for her 3 daughters to make sure you get your education, because no one can take it away from you.
Okay.
And that's what happened to her. She was just making sure that we wouldn't repeat her story. And so after high school, I went to college, undergrad in New York State. I live in Denver, Colorado today. And then after I went to law school, that's how I got to Colorado. And within 6 months, defaulted on my school loans.
Let me ask you this. Did you feel poor when you went to college? Do you remember any feeling
Oh,
about money then?
of course, the
Okay.
whole time.
All right.
You just rack up the loans and you just think, okay, I'm getting an education. That's like what I need to do
Yeah.
without necessarily knowing the value equation. And that's kind of a different conversation to have today than it was when I went. But no, I had no understanding of the cost of those loans, the impact to my credit report, and what that meant in terms of launching in my future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what happened that really, Felecia, is that I had an anonymous donor pay $1,000 on my school loan debt. Now, $1,000 back then was like, you have no concept of money. It was like $1 million. It was like, psh, and in today's dollars, it was about $92,000 was my school loan. To put that in perspective.
Okay.
And because it was anonymous, I could not ask that person, why me? What do you see in me that I don't see in me? Or what do you want from me?
Right.
Yeah, I had to ask those questions to myself. And I have to tell you, it was almost like a snap. It was as if like a wash of love that, wow, if someone believes in me that much, who is it that they believe in? Who am I? Who do I want to be? And that wash of paying attention to, for me, it was love. It also was like a self-respect
Mm.
and self-care that I realized, wow, okay, who do I want to be? And that snap was consciousness around aware. Okay, boom, awareness, awareness, awareness. Okay, from this point on, I am going to be very conscious of the decisions I make. And I have to tell you that I'm a firm believer. I always say this is how you do money is how you do life.
Mm-hmm.
And if your head is in the sand on money, trust me, it is in the sand on other areas of your life.
I agree 100%. Yes. Yes.
Because it's this invisible thread that navigates and touches every part of our human existence, even though we created it
Yeah.
for exchange. So because it touches in every part of our human existence, to not be aware or conscious around money is the biggest mistake. And so the things that I really said to myself at that point in time is events happen in my life that I had no control over. All of us, we have these events that we can't control, but we can control our responses to those events or our choices around those events.
Yes.
And that determines our outcomes. And I think was the reality that hit me. It's like, I got to change that story. That is not the story I want. And it was a journey after that, honestly. But from that point forward, I was very intentional about the decisions I made to pull out my school loans. The fact that I even opened my statement to know that the balance went down, not up, in itself was an act of destiny.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the start of the snap that really was about self-love, that I was worthy enough because it was someone else thought I was worthy that allowed me to go, am I worthy? Do I want to be?
It's very interesting because, when we were back before we started recording, we were talking about impact and wondering if we had impact. And you think this person is doing this thing they don't even know if it's going to make an impact on somebody. Because like you said, in today's dollars, it was 92,000, whatever it was back then, $1,000 probably didn't take it down that much, but it did something for you. And it could have done something different. It could have made it feel like, I'm starting to think it's like, oh, but you could have felt like, well, then somebody else is going to give me another $1,000. It's going to be taken care of, but it didn't. Who do I have to be to really feel like I was worthy of this? Sounds like the thing that happened to you. And whoever that person was, they may never know. And maybe that's how they want it. It's like, I just am going to put this out in the world and let's see what happens. And that's what we all have to do. Put it out in the world and see what happens. Student loan debt, which is the other way I was going to go on this, and how that becomes a big albatross on so many people's back, especially people I talk to are women, physicians and surgeons, professional women who go to school. And many of us didn't have that family that's going to, do it for us. We took out a lot of debt knowing that we're going to work the rest. I don't even know if we think about we're going to work the rest of our lives to pay that off. But I know that so many that I talk to now feel like they can't do anything but to pay off that debt before they can start living their life. And that becomes such a huge thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that there's any other way to deal with it. If you want to go to school and have the education you want, that's the way most of us have to do it, especially professional education. Do I think everybody needs to go to college? No. But if you want to be a physician or a lawyer or that kind of stuff, you got to have a degree. Got to do some things.
Right. But to run the numbers in advance is helpful. And how many women stay in, whether it's medicine or law, how many women stay in that profession would be good to know, because if they leave and go into nonprofit work or board work or whatever choices they make, and they still have this debt, what is that trade-off? Or even have a family and choose to then go to like a Kaiser or one of those others versus your own practice.
Or they decide to stay in something that they're not happy with because of the debt.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
the other, there's all of these things are life sucking and soul sucking because of this debt that makes you stuck in a thing. Now we got people stuck and figuring out, oh my gosh, I am stuck. What am I going to do? Let's talk about how we can think about, number one, what you say, get your head out of the sand and realize that this is an issue. And how can I make this better? How does your company work with people to do that kind of thing? Or how do you, not just even your company, but you personally work with people and help get their mind around what they're doing with their money?
So Wealth Legacy Institute is a wealth management firm. So by the time someone comes to me, they've already dealt with that.
Yes.
But I could share from my own experience and observation of others what one does. Because we feel stuck in all areas. I love many areas of our life, but money is a big one that then cascades into a spiral downward.
Yes.
By ignoring it. So for me personally, what I had to do is change my money story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure people have talked about this all the time when it comes to coaching and various other things, is my story was money was for other people, certainly not me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So where did that come from? And was it my own? And so part of the work that we do is kind of do family tree work, where we ask as far back as they can go in terms of generationally backwards. We plot the tree, and then we ask questions around that around money, like who went to college? Were they business owners? Was there conversations around money? You were the black sheep. You were this. This person, the boys got the money and the girls got paid in a dollar amount, and now the girls' families are less financially stable. So by asking those questions, values come out. And it's similar in the medical profession, they call it a genogram.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I took that concept and took it to estate planning and wealth management, and we call it humanographics. And so anyone could look at this pictorial description and see the family history to know where there are gaps, because we could create structures for that family that maybe generations not born yet can't handle.
Yeah.
And with the genogram in the medical profession, you're looking for diabetes, you're looking for trends, you're looking for obesity, you're looking for addiction issues. All of some of those things transfer to money as well.
Yeah.
So the question is, did your family talk about money? Was money a taboo subject? Or was your great-grandfather a tightwad and you're demonstrating those behaviors today? And that's not your behavior. That's really something that came through the chain of generations. So I think that if we understand that how we're showing up may not be ourselves, it's easier to forgive ourselves and to go, you know what? That's not me. I understand why it's hanging on me because I accepted it as my own. And I think that's really the start on beliefs and unpacking those and coming up with your own.
That's amazing. I don't know. I have never heard that before from a company that will come in and really work through your money mindset in that way, going backwards to help figure out what is the stuff you got in your genes that's making you think about money this way. And getting that changed, to me, that is everything. And I work at it a little differently, but I love that. Where did that come from? And who do you need to be to have the things you want to have in the future? So cool.
So rewriting that story is really the first step. But then we need action. And for me and my story, my action was, okay, I pulled out all my statements. I had like 3 different school loans. I made the call that was humiliating and terrible. And really fast, here I am, and what can we do about it?
Scary, all those things. And you live
and you cry.
Which is
because the reality hurts. I mean, it does. And then once you do that, then it can't hurt you anymore.
Exactly.
Because you've exposed it. So it can't do any more harm.
And I lived through calling those people and telling them that I'm going to pay, but I can only pay this. And this is what has to happen for you to take that giant leap forward to now owning your own company and helping other people with their money. And you're in your retirement, your company helps people live through retirement, correct? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, so I've written 2 books. One is
Yes.
called Money Secrets, Keys to Smart Investing, and the other is called Retirement Secrets, Keys to Retiring Happy, Healthy, and Free. And you could relate to this in terms of what you don't want to do. But oftentimes people save and save and save and save and save so that they could finally live.
Yes.
And we see that a lot
All
in
the
the
time.
nature of our business. And so we help people not only, I mean, we manage money, of course, and that's oftentimes why people come to us.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'll explain it differently because I think this may be more a visual. So if you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, food, clothing,
Yep.
shelter on the bottom, self-actualization on the top. Well, in my industry, let's put on the bottom managing money. And there are 4 tiers in that. So people come to us on the bottom to manage their money. That next tier up is tying it to a financial plan. Because if you don't tie managing money to a financial plan, it's like archery without a bullseye. You have no target.
Okay. All
So when the markets invariably go up and down and up and down, you can't maintain yourself in down markets without knowing what that really means to you.
Yeah.
So that's key. That is key to managing down markets in the long game. So that's second. Third on that is if you tie those together, you then have the answer to go, I'm on track. I can do this. And here's that monthly amount that I could live on net of taxes and inflation, and I'm on track. And once you can breathe, so that's a lifestyle. That's the third rung, lifestyle, that gives you peace of mind because you finally know you're on track.
Yeah.
And once you finally know on track, that pinnacle is impact. And that's what we do all day long, is get people to the place that they can breathe so they finally have a chance to go, why am I here? What is it that I am meant to do that I really love to do? And how do we make sure that they have a life filled with purpose and passion?
Yeah.
And ultimately, you could call it impact, you could call it legacy, you could call it fulfillment, whatever that pinnacle is to you. We work clients through that pyramid to get them to lifestyle so they have the peace of mind so that they could actually have different conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, what you're saying is that money is money, but it's not money for money's sake. It's to get you, the way you deal with your money is how you're going to be able to live the life you want to live and have the impact you want to have. It's not just about, because I have so many people talking about, I want to have this amount of money in the bank. I'm like, but why? Because that's that next level of that why is what's going to keep you in the trenches or keep you, I hate those army words, what's going to keep you in the game. Let's play a game. In the game when the game is not fun. Because sometimes the game is not fun and it's really stressful and it's hard. And you're talking to somebody and they're like, yeah, you need to invest in crypto or you need to buy Bitcoin or you need to get out of Bitcoin. Like, but why? Why am I here? Okay, I need to ride this. Got it. And then once you're there and you realize, okay, I'm doing this and what we're doing is working and I'm getting to the place where I want to be, I'm okay. Things are going to be okay. What do I want to do with all of this? Now you can really, really think. I love it. That's really, really good. Really good. Have you decided that you're ready to truly diversify your portfolio by investing in cash flowing real estate and businesses? Are you ready to have a positive social impact and aren't sure what to do next? Do you want to join other women doing the same thing and having fun? Check out Money with Mission Wealth Builders. Go to moneywithmission.com, click opportunities, and let us know you're ready.
Well, Felecia, you could see me. I'm a suit. So, we're having this conversation that's very qualitative, not quantitative, but, I have a legal background, so I'm very quantitative as well. I think my gift is that I can put them both together in balance. And I think that's really important to understand that the language of money was not a language designed or built by women.
Yes.
The language is very masculine. And so most women don't lean into it because it doesn't make any sense. Who cares about GDP or gross domestic product? Well, we care about our family and our kids and our parents and aging parents and taking care of things and love and fulfillment. And yes, paying the bills.
Yes.
And so that's why the financial plan is so important, because men may come in, I need help managing this money, but it's the women that come in for the financial plan. And it's oftentimes the first time that couples are having those conversations of joint collaboration on what that may look like and in a safe place.
Yeah.
My legal background is negotiation, mediation, and arbitration. So I'm very skilled at having those difficult conversations in a room to allow both people to have the space to share it. So I think, and with my own story and tying it back to how did I end up in a suit after that? Of course, the legal background started the suit. But what happened is it was probably over a decade later that I ended up in finance.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was probably in finance for about 10 years before one day, and I was in a brokerage firm, that whole
Yeah.
imagery of what that is
Yep.
in sales. And I one day read the back of a statement of a client, and it was the disclosure statement, all the legal. And, I finally read it like a decade later in the business. And there's a reason no one reads it. It's tiny, tiny,
It's
tiny,
little,
tiny
little.
print. And at the time, it was 4 pages, but 2 to a page. So it was 8 pages of tiny print. And as I read that disclosure statement, a tear came down the side of my cheek. And I realized for the first time, legally, oh my gosh, I'm not a fiduciary that puts clients first. Because in my mind, I acted like one,
Yeah.
but I am in sales. I am simply in sales. And it's similar to like when you go to a grocery store and what's at eye level, those products pay a lot more to be at your eye level. Well, that is similar to a brokerage firm.
Yeah.
They provide products that people sell to you that they put at eye level that the broker gets paid more for to sell to you. And that disclosure had so many fees, 12B1 fees, sales fees, marketing fees, mortality expense fees. I mean, there's everything in it. And it was at that point that I just was like, I can't do this. I can't honestly do this. Again, awareness.
Yes.
Now that I know,
Yes.
I can't do this anymore.
Yes.
And that's when I created Wealth Legacy Institute, my firm. I wanted to put clients first, not last. And clients are last in the brokerage world. You work as
I
an
want to
advisor
stick
for
on that
us.
for a second because I don't
Yeah.
think people really understand that.
Yeah.
That you were the person that was working for the brokerage. You were working to help people invest their money for whatever they were investing their money for. And when you finally read the back of what you were doing and what your real responsibility was to and for, you found that it wasn't to those clients. Your really responsibility was to the brokerage firm that you worked for. And I think so many people don't understand that there is a difference between the fiduciary that you are now, whose responsibility is to you, the client, and that brokerage person, salesperson who is sales may have your best interest at heart. They very well may, but what their whole situation is not allowing them to be who they may want to be, which is what you found out. I was like, this isn't what I thought I was and who I thought. This is not letting me. When you're not in alignment, that eats you for a while. How long did it take for you to get out? That's
It took longer than I wanted, believe it
Yeah.
or not. I had younger kids at the time. And so it's a little longer than I wanted to get my ducks in a row because it's a legal process that you have to do. And you want to set up your firm. So I wanted to create a firm filled with humanity, a firm with
Mhm.
soul.
Mhm.
And that was 18 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. And I tell you, and I just described that pyramid of what we do all day long, every day. And it's like, I love what I do.
Yes. And not letting your situation at that time suck the life out of you, but
Right.
taking it and deciding, I'm going to build what I want to build and be the way I want to be. And I just know so many women stay in a situation because they can't see how to do it differently. And if nothing else, see how, for the ladies out here listening, the people listening, that there is a different way. If you feel like you're not in alignment with what you do, you are selling your soul to whatever you're selling your soul to and for. There's different ways. It's not necessarily easy. It takes longer than you think to get where you want to go, way longer than you think. But working towards it is the thing. It is the thing that keeps you alive. I sound like I'm being very dramatic because I feel like when I was in medicine and practicing solely, I realized that I was not doing medicine the way I thought medicine should really be done, because this is the way that insurance companies, I'm just going to call it, make it have to be. Is like, I can't do this anymore. And yes, it took way longer than I wanted it to get out of that. But It was a soul-sucking situation, and it's just not good. Like, working to say, you can stay there until you retire, and then you die because your soul's been sucked out of you. Well, sorry, you guys. You've gone to
No, but
some
having
deep
that
stuff.
vision, it
Yeah,
took a little longer for both you and me to leave, but we had a clear vision. We knew what we were doing, and we knew we were putting things in place to create it.
yes.
And I think that's really important. I think, Felecia, that there's also something that I haven't shared that's important to understand. There are 2 laws of money.
No.
The human-made laws is what we've been
Yes,
talking about, what I do
yes,
every day in terms
yes.
of wealth management, tax planning, retirement, estate planning, cash flow, budgeting, insurance. The second law of money is the natural money laws.
Mhm.
And the natural money laws are in us already. We already have them. But because of our society has evolved in these places that we've got a little removed from it. But some example, and so the human-made money laws are it's knowledge-based. It's very linear.
Mhm.
But the natural money laws are right here. They're heartfelt. And some are, a good example is giving and receiving.
Yeah,
You need both in balance. You can be a giver, but if you can't receive, it's not
mm,
whole.
yes.
Another is supply and demand, or cause and effect, or ebb and flow.
Mhm.
For those out there, when it's ebbing, it's a time to work on ourselves, to build up who we are, so that when it flows again, we're ready. Even mercy and justice. These are all natural money laws that are very important. And to know for the viewers and listeners that you already have it in here, to connect with that. That's why not getting the lifeblood sucked out of you and being in alignment with your soul in terms of your passion and your heart, money will follow, because that's kind of the golden door,
Yeah,
which is
that
what I did when I created Wealth Legacy Institute.
yes.
So the golden door is being in alignment with who you are, heartfelt, and money will find you. Because, people say, I need money, I need money, I need money. No, no, no. It's quite the opposite. Money needs you.
Oh
Money
my
has
God.
no value other than the value we give it. So you need to become something so that money can find you to become of use to the world.
Become your tool. Yes. That I don't even know where else we could go in this conversation. That was, you guys, listen to that again, because that is gold. And that will keep you on the path that where you want to go and be happy in your life. And just, I got nothing else. We will have all of Kim's contact information in our show notes. Tell us your books again and how they can find them. Let's put that out there in the word so that people who are.
Yeah. So Money Secrets, Keys to Smart Investing, won 4 book awards, was an Amazon bestseller. You can get it on Amazon. And Retirement Secrets, Keys to Retiring Happy, Healthy, and Free is also on Amazon. And that's a lifestyle book. That is like, how do you live it?
Okay.
What are the tools around that? And just as a little secret, one of the number one things to do once you step off in terms of the grind is exercise. That's your new job. Exercise every day, both cardio and weight
And some
training
strength.
is the new job.
Nice. I have one more question. Define retirement. What does that look like to you?
Freedom.
Yeah. At whatever age, that's the thing to me. The age is not the thing. It is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And that takes some time to figure out what that is. But that's that whole soul thing. Go back and listen to what Kim said before, because that's gold. We're done. Complete. That was so good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Kim's information is going to be in the show notes, you guys. I'm just going to say, listen to this again, because I'm sure you missed that whole part. Go back. It was amazing. Thank you so much. See you guys next time.
You've been listening to Money with Mission. There are projects happening right now where you can have a great financial return while positively affecting the lives of others. To learn more about our opportunities, go to moneywithmission.com.